did your family move from South Africa, Keegan?
I think my parents were worried we were going to get murdered.
Do you know, like, what were they doing that... Your dad is bad. Raise your hand if you're really British, like that's your identity. Okay. Hi, you're a man?
I am.
Yeah, what's your name?
Keegan.
Keegan?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's for sure. That's so far so good. Snipped or unsnipped?
Unsnipped.
Unsnipped. Okay, so you're British. So, what do you do, Keegan?
I work in marketing.
You work in marketing. Okay. Do you work here in London?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm initially born in South Africa.
South Africa? You're from South Africa? I literally asked for one thing. Raise your hand if you're really British. I know in South Africa you like to co-opt other people's shit quite a lot. It's like, we're already apartheid at home, but what I really can't do is go to England. Yeah, that's a pretty good South African, honestly. A couple people just going, absolutely not, that's not. So you were born in South Africa. Okay. Do you have a passport here?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you say that you were like super British, knowing that you're African?
I wouldn't sound like super British.
Raise your hand if you're really British. Keegan, why are you pulling out of the crowd work now? He's like, if anything, you said I was super British. I just said I'm uncircumcised. Okay. So you were born in South Africa, and then you moved where?
I moved to Camberley in Surrey.
Camberley in Surrey. Okay.
30 minutes away from London.
30 minutes from London. And at what age did you move?
When I was 5.
When you were 5. Okay, so you didn't have much time to really build that South African racism. Why'd your family move? So, for the future, if someone laughs hard, it shouldn't trigger everyone else at a comedy show to go, if we're having fun, that would be the normal thing to do. So why did your family move from South Africa, Keegan?
I think my parents were worried we were going to get murdered.
Your parents were going to get murdered?
Or the kids.
Or the kids. You?
Potentially, it was unsafe, so...
It was unsafe. Do you know, like, what were they doing that... Your dad is bad. A little bad, wasn't he? He's like, you put black people in townships. Okay, someone's having fun with me. For 30 years, and all of a sudden you're persona non grata anymore. It would have been better if you moved to Israel. But, you guys are going to have to buckle up, because truly the show's been happening for 4 minutes at most. Do you mind telling me, Keegan, what your parents were doing that made them flee for political asylum? Oh, by the way, if you can't see the room, Keegan's white. Can you imagine if he wasn't and I okay, I just want to make that clear for everybody. I'm not like, alright, never mind. You guys are like, we knew based on Keegan. Anyway, do you mind telling me?
Yeah, I mean, I think they had several interactions with other people who tried to take their life.
Okay. Alright, you really took a second during the crowd work and came back with a much stronger approach to it, you piece of shit. Yeah, actually, when your life's being threatened, it's not the funniest thing, is it? It's hardest guy ever to crowd work. Alright, Keeg. Can I call you Keeg? Okay, appreciate it. I can never tell if you guys are angry at me, or you're just not having that good of a time, or if you are having a good... I cannot read your people at all. And again, Keegan is white. When I said your people, I did not mean black people, which, by the way, love them. Addicted. No, that's seriously my favorite people after trans. And trans, so amazing. And non-binary, even better, a little more niche. And we're 6 minutes into the set. Now I'm ranking people, and you guys are like, welcome, you're in good company. We colonized India. So, all right. See some Indian folks here. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. Nice one. Okay. So you grew up in the city, and then, is that posh or not posh?
I would say.
Posh.
We have to designate a corner of the room to answer that. And what kind of marketing now?
Lots of events.
Okay. Marketing campaigns.
It's kind of boring.
It's kind of boring.
Uninspiring.
Yeah, well, I've had to go there because last time I asked about your parents, you were a real piece of shit about it. To be honest with you, you forced me into your job. I didn't want to ask about marketing either. But every time I asked what Dad did, he was like, his life was under threat. Okay, that's Keegan. So Keegan, you're going to be one of my designated Brits. If I start bombing, I may look to you and say, Keegan, what's going wrong? And just leave out the sob story about mommy and daddy. Just for the future, if you could just forget that mommy and daddy were on. It was a long. How old are you now, Keegan? 30. Okay, so 25 years ago. So let's leave it alone. And did the math really quickly. Someone else was like really British up here. Maybe I'll do one or two more, so I have a couple points of contact here. You don't think you count? Because you're Indian? Because I was like, you count even more to me, Queen. Well, why don't you count?
Born in London, grew up near New York.
Oh. No? And, no, not here, not today. Today is your day, everybody. I will not applaud for my country. You grew up near New York, but your accent's quite British.
I mean, both of our parents are in the UK.
Okay. So how long were you in New York?
Like 15 years.
Okay. Oh, wow. You really held it down with the accent. Seems like it was almost a point of pride for you. And why did your parents have to leave London? And hint, please don't tell me some bullshit story about how a couple racist actions led to a scary little threat. You know what? Here's the thing is I'm feeling you're halfway on Keegan's side, and I just want you to know I gave Keegan the opportunity to say my parents were not involved in perpetrating the apartheid, and he went, all I can tell you is they were in danger. So that is all I have to say on that matter. Okay, Keegan, since you're my guy, are you still having fun, Keegan? Okay. He let me wait a little too long for that answer. By the way, Keegan, I will give you a free heckle pass if at any point you want to clear your dad's name, but you have to say what job he did in South Africa. His silence is deafening.